Hola mi gente, and welcome to my TV show Vacilando con Dominick. But before I keep going, I'm gonna introduce myself to you. My name is Dominick. That's why I choose the name Vacilando con Dominick. For those of you that don't know Spanish but want to know what Vacilando means, it's like playing with Dominick. Because let me think about that way, because it's hard to translate from Spanish to English to Spanish. But Vacilando con Dominick, we can say playing with Dominick, because in my TV show, anything can happen, for real. Trust me, this is a show that I don't rehearse, I don't write things down, I'm just gonna go with the flow, because I think people will identify themselves with a show that is pretty much not made up, or a show that you have to edit it, or you have to kind of use all this crazy makeup and all kind of stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that in my TV show. I'm trying to portray myself as who I am and what I do, and that's how I'm gonna portray myself, as me. I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna be wearing all crazy makeup. If I make mistakes, guess what? This is what I do. I want to do it in a way that people identify themselves with myself. So I'm not gonna make a show where everything is look perfect, because no TV show is perfect. I want the show to be just a show where people can laugh about it. At the same time, I want to keep people informed of what's going on, because there's a lot of things that we as a person, and I including myself, we don't know what's going around in Anchorage, Alaska. What happens when it comes to, let's say, domestic violence, let's say criminal activities, let's say how dangerous the city has been in the last few years. There's a lot of things that people don't know about it, and I'm gonna try to kind of inform you and tell you what's going on, what happened. But you just know about the negative things that happen in Alaska. I want to also talk about the good stuff. Let's say events, fashion, movies. I mean, whatever comes around. So, I mean, that's pretty much what my TV show is going to be. So I'm going to keep you informed of what's happening in Anchorage, Alaska. But also, I want you to entertain you with music, fashion, little crazy stuff that I have to do, because, like I said, in my TV show, anything can happen. And as I said, I'm just going to present the show the same way that I recorded. I'm not going to be fixing nothing, because I want you to see the crazy stuff that I do and the thing that I have to go through in order to make a show. So that being said, so I want you to just I'm gonna take this time, but I'm gonna be more serious about it, because at the same time that people think that my show is gonna be about playing around or things like that, I also want you guys to be serious about, because sometimes there's a lot of topics that I'm going to be talking about that are serious. Like, for example, last week, I want to thank beforehand to the public affairs, because they worked with me really hard to allow me to go inside base and get this beautiful interview, because I was telling them within the interview how supportive Alaska is of the Olympics. You see, that's what I was saying, that anything can happen in my TV show. So, but I'm gonna say thank you to the public affair, because they worked with me for 3 weeks to allow me to do this interview. And I'm gonna start my first interview with the military. I want you to be aware of everything that they do. You see, that's my second mistake, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. What I'm going to say is that I'm going to introduce you to my first interview that I did last week at the military base. And I was saying thank you to the public affairs for allowing me this opportunity and to work with me so hard to make this interview possible. So we're going to kick off with this part 1 interview in the military base. That's right, it's part 1. So there's another part 2 which coming next week. So keep tuned for next week also. But the meantime, enjoy this interview. Thank you so much, and you are watching Vacilando con Dominick. Hi, mi gente. You're watching Vacilando with Dominick, and today we're gonna do some really nice interview with the Air Force guys. But beforehand, I want to thank the Public Affairs because they've been working with me to make this interview happen for the last 3 weeks, probably. Email back and forth. It's not easy. What's your name?
My name is Ray Hernandez.
Hernandez, where are you from?
Originally from El Paso, Texas.
Texas. It's hot down there. It's a big change, isn't it?
Big change, very big change.
So by your uniform, I see that you enjoy the Air Force.
Yes, I've been in for about 7.5 years now.
Wow, amazing. What make you choose the Air Force?
Various things, but to be more specific would be I just wanted to change the scenery. I wanted to opportunity to explore the world and see something new.
Do you fly the airplane?
Oh, no, I don't.
Have you jumped out of it?
No.
Why? That's the fun stuff.
It is, but I mean, we don't get that opportunity. I mean, we support the mission in various other ways.
Okay, interesting. So do you work for the Air Force or you have different job?
I work for the Air Force. I'm a part of the operations group, which work closely with the pilots who fly the plane. So, I mean, I work in a computer career field, so I manage their computers and fix their...
all the problems. You're a problem fixer. So should I look for you when I have a problem to fix it?
Anytime.
So, how long you been living in Alaska?
Well, total about 5 years. I was first stationed in Eielson Air Force Base in Fairbanks for 3 years. I left Alaska for a year, went to California, and then came back for 2 years now in Anchorage.
So, where are you going next? You don't know?
No, don't know yet.
It will be a surprise. So when they transport you guys, or when they say you're going to move, do they tell you ahead of time, or they just tell you, hey, pack it up, you're leaving tonight?
Oh, no, sir. It's a process. I mean, you get orders with a significant amount of time, probably about 6 to 8 months before you know where you're going, and it's a smooth transition. Okay,
so you pretty much you have to adapt yourself to all different places.
Yes, correct.
Is that been hard for you?
Not really. I mean, it's what I signed up for. I love to travel and love to see the world.
So you're loving it. You're living the life, the dream, the American dream.
Correct.
So, is your family here with you?
My wife and my 2 kids are, yes.
Okay, that's pretty much your family.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters, they out of town?
They're back in El Paso, Texas. Yes, sir.
So what do you miss about El Paso, Texas? I mean, it's hot down there. It's like 110 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Here we're freezing.
I mean, I always miss family, of course. You know, that's a big thing of being away from home. But I mean, home is where your heart is. My heart is with my family now, and I mean, my wife and kids are big support. So it's not really much that I miss now because my family is here.
Now, one question that always comes to my mind is, when you're in the force, what happened? Can you control yourself in a way that if you want to take a vacation, can you take a vacation from your job? How does that work? Because, I mean, it's different because, I have my job. I know that every year I get 2-week vacations. Now, is the same apply in the force or not?
It does. I mean, there's various things that you may have to change, but this is not a job for me. It's a lifestyle. So you adapt and overcome. I mean, saying yes ma'am and no ma'am is not part of the job. It's your lifestyle. It's how you're brought up. It's how you're raised. And I mean, you have vacation that you can take. I mean, you accumulate days, but it's all part of your lifestyle now. So this is permanently who you are. So
what happened if somehow instead of say yes sir, yes ma'am, you say, hey you, what's going on? Will you get reprimanded for say that?
Or it depends on who you're talking to, but I mean, for the most part, yes. I mean, it's very, very standard culture, you know. It's streamlined, very straightforward.
I mean, I have to say, it's really, I mean, I don't know if I will deal with it because sometimes I like to address people like you, hey, what's up, homie, what you doing, stuff like that. I don't know if I adapt myself to be, yes, sir. I know, I mean, for example, in my country, we use that as a respect, like for all people. But in here, I mean, it's just how you guys get trained to be, right?
Yes and no. I mean, part of it is you are trained to do that. That's respect. I mean, respect is a two-way street. Everybody respects each other, but part of it is also the way you're brought up normally.
Gotcha. I'm back! This is your boy Dominic, and you are watching Vacilando con Dominic. That was my first interview, part 1 at the military base. So as you see, we were kind of getting into people's life inside the base to see what they have to go through, what they do, how their life is inside. Because a lot of people think a lot of things are negative. So I want you to see also the positive side of the people that serve our country. That's right, our country. So being that serious in my TV show is good, but now let's move to something more entertaining. I'm gonna introduce you to a song, a video from Flow Celestial. The name of that song is Caso de Emergencia. That's right, that's in Spanish though, but the translation in English is in emergency case. That's interesting, in emergency case. That's the name of the song in English. But what will you do in case of emergency? Well, watch that video and I hope you like it.
Centro de emergencia, a su disposición. ¿Cuál es el motivo de su llamado?
Mi nombre es Flow Celestial y el motivo de mi llamado es que estoy viendo algo muy grave en la humanidad. Es que la humanidad se está perdiendo en delitos y pecados. Y muy pronto será la venida de Jesucristo. Y el que no esté inscrito en el libro de la vida se perderá. Esto es